Welcome, I'm Jackie Bostic. I'm here with Dr. Tim Kitts, the Chief Educational Officer of the Bayhaven and North Bayhaven Schools. Glad to have you.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Good to be here.
Awesome. Will you tell me a little bit about the structure of the schools?
I'd be glad to. Bayhaven Charter Academy Incorporated has 5 schools under its umbrella. Bayhaven Charter Academy Elementary started in 2001. We were on Harrison Avenue in the back of what was the state attorney's office, and we also had portables on Harrison Avenue. We started there with a K-5. Each year we added some more students. We added grades 6, then 7, then 8, and we formed the middle school, Bayhaven Charter Academy Middle School. By 2005, we moved to Highway 389, which is over by Mosley High School on 389 by Mosley Drive, into a brand new facility, and we put the K-5 and the 6-8, 2 separate schools, on that same campus. A year and a half ago, we began the North Bayhaven schools, and we're on the Central Baptist Church site, which is on 11th Street and Balboa, and that has a pre-K, a K-5, a 6-8, and with our Career Academy, which is the high school, we have grades 9 and 10 currently, and next year we'll be adding grade 11. So we're growing one high school grade at a time.
Okay, so obviously this institution is growing and expanding.
Yes.
Very beneficial to the people. Can you tell me the difference between a public school and a charter school?
Well, actually, all students are public school students at the charter school and the traditional public school. The difference is that we have a separate board of directors from the Bay District School Board. Now, Bay District Schools is our authorizer or our sponsor for the school. We had to make an application through them. If our application was correct and accepted, then they authorized us to set up shop and start educating students. One of the big differences is that we're free from a lot of the bureaucratic constraints that the district has. Each year we get some creep from legislation that goes through to try to make the charter school operate much like a district school, but so far there hasn't been a tremendous amount of that legislative creep coming in to take away some of the differences that we have. We also have one budget. For instance, we don't have a lot of categoricals that constrain us from being able to use our money more freely and efficiently to serve the needs of our students. However, we don't receive the same amount of money as the district does on a per pupil basis. They get 100% of their funding. We get between 90 and 92% of the same funding per student. But we have to do the same job with less money. And we also have to make sure that the quality of the education is at the highest level.
Okay, can you tell me about some of the benefits for the students to attend the academy?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, it's true parental choice. Nobody makes anybody come to the charter school. A parent has to go online and make an application through our websites. For instance, if you go to www.bhca.ws and you make an application, then your child can be considered to attend any one of the 5 schools. Now, once you make the application, if we have more applicants than we have space available, then we are compelled by state law to go to lottery. And then you can get into the school through lottery. And as the school year starts, if we have people that opt not to stay in the lottery, then fine. They can go back to the public schools, homeschool, private school. All options are great. Parents should always have the choice to be able to educate their children the way they want them educated. And the money should follow the child is our philosophy to ensure that quality education. Really, it's the parent's child, it's the parent's money for that child. So we like the many opportunities that are available for education in Bay County. We're just one of them.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the accolades that you all have achieved since your growth?
Absolutely. That's one of the things we like the most. If you go to our website, you'll see our progressive academic progress over the past 11 years. One of the things, we have been one of the highest performing schools, the Bayhaven Elementary and Middle School, for the past 11 years in the state of Florida.
That's awesome.
Many times ranking in the top 10 of all schools in the state. And some of our grade levels rank in the top 0.5% academically on FCAT results in the state of Florida every single year. Our North Bayhaven schools, when they started, there were 40 55 new schools in the state of Florida that opened last year. Out of those, 11 were A's, and North Bayhaven Elementary and North Bayhaven Middle School were 2 of those 11 A's. The high school could not receive a grade because it needs all 4 grades in order to receive a grade. And so therefore, they won't receive a grade until we have a senior class that completes scoring on the FCAT and the end of course exams. However, we got a little anxious, so we did the scoring, and if we were eligible, we would have scored an A and been one of the top scoring A's in the state for our high school.
That is awesome. Can you tell me, I don't want you to crack the code or tell the secret, what's different about the Bayhaven Academy schools?
Well, I would say this is different regarding any other schools, charter schools, private schools, public schools, anywhere. So this isn't a comparison between anybody else in Bay County or Walton County or Washington County and so forth. It's pretty much across the board. We have a curricular approach that is totally different than the regular public schools or other charter schools, even private schools. One of the things that we've done is we've employed the Power Curriculum and the Plus model systems that we designed. Those systems allow us to have a, let's call it a synergistic model for the teachers to be able to employ education. We involve the parents, the teachers use an articulation system for making sure that every single student is learning the things that they need to learn above and beyond the standards each and every year. And we have pretty much an ABI system, which is 80% proficiency on 80% of the standards at a minimum level. We also work with our teachers in teaming systems so that they're able to hold each other to a higher standard of performance as teachers. Every one of our parents, every one of our faculty and staff, administrators, they're all owners of the school. Nobody rents. Nobody just shows up and it belongs to somebody else. They're all equal owners. They have a vested interest in financing the support of their child's education, whether it be through the public school funds that come in or by their donations to our foundation or directly to the school. Everybody's in this together. So when you all have a stake in it together, you have a stronger system.
This is absolutely a very unique experience. I bet especially for the parents, yes, that they know that they're investing. They know that they're investing in their children's education. Asking you a personal question, what has been unique about your experience here? Have you learned a lot with working here in this position? Have you learned a lot about people or how things operate? Because it seems like it's a very unique school.
Well, the biggest thing I've learned is this. Number one, you need to make every decision as a student-centered decision. You also find that there are people out in the world that don't make student-centered decisions. They make political decisions. They make financial decisions. They make ego-based personal decisions. And they don't make student-centered first decisions. Now, sometimes when you're making student-centered decisions, you don't get to be, you're not able to do some of the things you'd like to do. You hit roadblocks because that comes against other people who are coming into the educational field for different purposes. And you know, we really focus on everything being student-centered first. We want our parents to be satisfied, we want our teachers to be happy and satisfied, we want the general public to be satisfied. So we work really hard to be the best. We want to have the top program in the nation. And when we do that, the students win. That's what it's all about for us.
And speaking about having the top program in the nation, there's the Career Academy.
Right.
And that's for high school students, correct?
It is. We have the Career Academy, and we have 4 major careers. These are all careers that you can find in Bay County. Mm-hmm. So for instance, if you're in Bay County and you go into our criminal justice program, you not only would be trained in conjunction with programs we have with Florida State University, like our underwater crime scene unit program that we're doing in conjunction with them, but those students then could move into areas of criminal justice that are in this area, like Homeland Security, and it's something they can do through courses at Gulf Coast State College, then through Florida State, and then they can live and earn their living here in Bay County. So you can go pre-K all the way through your collegiate education opportunity here. And those are our careers, like medical technologies, engineering. We have one of the most prolific engineering cultures and societies in the nation here due to Tyndall and our Navy base and surrounding entities. And so therefore, we focused on that area. So those are some of our career academies. We also have the SAIL program, Studies in Advanced Innovative Learning. And that is our high-level program. We have dual enrollment, AP courses, and our teachers in a smaller school setting can really attend to the focus and the needs of the individual student. So we're not going to be a huge high school. 600 kids in the high school, focused in the Career Academy, focused in the SAIL program, then we're able to really attend to the individual needs of the student. And it's more of a family atmosphere in that respect. We also offer powerful athletic programs. And kids that may not be able to play somewhere else, they're going to play at our schools. And they might even start.
Well, that's awesome. Well, can you tell me a little bit about the typical year at the Academy?
Absolutely. Let me talk about North Bay Haven for just a moment. Because the registration for the North Bay Haven High School ends January 31st. Then we'll hold the lottery the second Saturday in January. And so a typical year would be that a parent makes the application any time prior to January 31st, after we start school in August. They go to the lottery, they get in, they're happy. Then what they do is they have to send back their application packets to us in the appropriate timeline indicated. Then that's the next step, because if you don't do that, you're out. So you've got to follow those rules. Then what happens is they buy their uniform, they go through the enrollment, they can come to the school and visit and shadow and see what's going on at the school and become even more comfortable with it. Then they'll get their schedules. They go through the summer. We have actually packages for the kids to do during the summer to get them ready for the fall. And they're actually very interesting and very positive. And a lot of them, the kids have said, are very fun. Then we start the 9th grade. Every 9th grader gets on the bus. Those that want to, it might be a child that doesn't want to, but the whole 9th grade gets on the bus. We take them to Atlanta. We go to the aquarium. We go to the Coke factory. We go to Stone Mountain. And we take them to a Braves game. And that way they can start to build a relationship that will last for 4 years. That's how we start out. And we get all the kids. It's a nice kickoff and a send-off for all of them. Then they go to small individualized classes. Now we're still going to stay on block scheduling. The district went to a traditional 7-period schedule. We're staying on a 4x4 plus. So our students can go through a 4x4 schedule, which means they would take a 90-minute class, or 80-minute class, 80-minute class, 5 days a week, and they do that for the entire semester, and they get their credit. But that plus period is one where they can take it for a 55-minute period, 5 days a week, all year long, like band, or choir, or yearbook, or something like that. We also have the flexibility where a student can take like a 7-period day structure, even though they're in the high school in a 4x4. We just do some creative scheduling to make that available for students. So we have flex scheduling systems. It's more conducive to learning for all of the students. So we thought we'd stay with that system. And then during the course of the year, high school students may go on field trips. They would take advanced placement courses. They would do internships during their junior year and senior year. They are out in the community in their areas of interest. And then also play athletics, whether it be football or basketball or baseball, cross country, swimming, you name it. Join the clubs we have at the school. We have many clubs for the students to get involved in. And then obviously come down to the end of the year, and everybody gets excited about that, and they get ready for the next year or eventually graduation. And we're excited about what goes on.
That's awesome. You said the school the inception was in 2001, correct?
For Bay Haven Charter Academy Elementary, that was the year we started.
Okay. And have students returned to talk about, some of the success stories they might have had since they had this, this foundation here at Bay Haven?
Frequently, we get students coming back from the high schools and also from colleges. We have many students who started with us as sixth graders back in 2002. They're now college juniors, and they're coming back, and the greatest accolade is when they walk in and they say, listen, the stuff that I learned here in the middle school helped prepare me immensely for high school, for any one of the high schools in Bay County. I was one of the top performing students in the high school. Now I've gone on to college, I earned scholarships, I've had great careers in college, and they trace it back to Bay Haven, and they come back to share that with their teachers. And their parents come back to share those accolades also. That is so gratifying, and our teachers just beam with pride over that.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about your website, what people should expect to find there, information that is important, and I guess important aspects of the site to make sure they check out if they wanted to their children to attend this school?
If you go to our website, www.bhca.ws, you can navigate to the North Bay Haven website or to the Bay Haven website from there. You can look at test scores. You can go to individual teachers' websites, their Google sites. You can see everything from welcome letters to lesson plans to self-help sites in any one of the core or secondary subject areas. You can find accolades about the students. You can find out about athletics. You can view videos about the history of Bay Haven. You can look at, you can do a web view of all of Bay Haven and take a web tour of the school. We've had people from Afghanistan while serving in our military go on our site and follow the camera around Bay Haven to see where the classrooms are and to experience walking through the school.
Any important dates to keep in mind?
Absolutely. January 31st deadline for the high school applications, and February 28th deadline for Bay Haven Elementary and Middle School and North Bay Haven Elementary and Middle School. Now, the thing you need to know is even if you don't make those deadlines, still put applications in, because we take applications year-round and you never know when a space might become available.
Okay, this is Dr. Tim Kitts, Chief Educational Officer at Bay Haven Charter Academy. I'm Jackie Bostic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.